A new illness has hit Japan, and this man is their salvation. We start things off at a manga office. We can hear the news reporting on a 35-year-old jobless man that committed a biting-related incident. Mitani, one of the artists, comments on how being jobless and being a manga artist are essentially the same thing. Both accomplish nothing of value. True, though Hideo, our protagonist, suggests otherwise. Manga is a form of culture worth bragging about. It transcends language and nationality. My god. You're right. The group erupts in a synchronized chant. Oh, it was all in his head. Boss man Matsuo emerges. Back to work. We got a deadline. Later at night, Hideo goes home and draws while his girlfriend, Teko, watches some TV. On the TV, they're talking about women with loser boyfriends they have to take care of. Hideo reflects on his failure as a man. That night, he pulls an all-nighter, and we see his idea board littered with failed attempts at a successful series. Then, he inspects a prestigious trophy for manga newcomers. A trophy he received 15 years ago. Hideo moves the bookcase to reveal a hidden compartment. Within it lies a safe containing a hunting rifle. A rare sight in Japan. But not to worry, he's licensed. In an attempt to feel manly, he poses in the mirror with the rifle, but his girlfriend wakes up and scolds him. "We don't have money for your little hobbies. I'll get published next time, I swear." Sometime later, Hideo visits a publishing studio to present his work. The man looks over it and questions why Hideo keeps making such normal protagonists. It's just not exciting. Suddenly, a Chad manga artist walks by. "Hey, I know you." Turns out, they both attended the same newcomer ceremony 15 years ago. While Hideo has gone on to do nothing of note, this man got the drip. Back at home, Teko's acting up, and rightfully so. As she throws Hideo's items outside, she reflects on the fact that she's already 34 years old. My girl invested her prime years into a loser. As she's about to throw away his trophy, Hideo pleads with her, but she gives him a rude awakening. "Your dream is no longer a dream, it's a delusion." On that note, a defeated Hideo accepts his fate. He apologizes outside her door and requests his hunting license. "It's against the law, I need it." With nowhere to go, Hideo rests outside on a bench. As he sits defeated, we catch a glimpse of a trembling man. The next day at work, the news reports on a new flu-like illness going around. Familiar. It seems Michan's got the bug too. Mitani believes it to be contagious, as both her and Matsuo have been under the weather. In fact, he believes they're engaging in extracurricular activities. He angrily erupts. "He's got everything, a job, a family, and now he has to take Michan too." Speak of the devil. Matsuo enters the room in search of cold medicine, and we get a look at his worsening symptoms. Creepy. Later at night, Hideo receives a call from Teko. He steps outside to take it and she apologizes before ominously stating, "It's too late." Suddenly, airplanes fly by. The next day, he visits her place, but she's not responding. Alright, let's give her a call. Well, she's clearly inside. Hideo peeks through the mailing slit and sees her just lying there. He calls out once more and she awakens in the most eerie manner possible. Her body begins to seize and contort before slowly making its way towards the door. That's cool. A struggle ensues as Teko shows off her spine-bending flexibility. She goes in for a bite, but Hideo manages to direct her jaws towards the door. She munches her teeth away, then we continue our fight for survival inside. Now toothless, Teko's attacks are ineffective. Hideo pushes her off and she lands headfirst into his trophy. Kinda poetic. As he runs off, he runs into a bitten woman on the bridge before seeing a battalion of cargo planes pass by. Hideo makes it back to the office and finds an oddly casual Mitani holding a bloodied baseball bat. "Oh hey, come in. Looks like he's been busy." Suddenly, Matsuo emerges. He turns to Hideo and speaks. "The deadline's almost here." "Oh, that ain't so bad. You could buff that out." Mitani finishes him off while saying, "This is karma for fooling around with women." Then, he shares an interesting revelation. All the successful people are getting infected, but losers like us, with no social lives, have an advantage. It's a shame this jerk bit me. Wait, what? To make matters worse, Michan appears. Looks like she forgot her makeup this morning. Hideo runs off to the streets and finds the entire city is in full panic mode. Oh, thank God. A taxi, and a schoolgirl. But not so fast. A zombie is nearby. He locks eyes with the pair and stumbles forward. Hideo unveils his rifle and takes aim. Suddenly, a businessman pulls up and snatches the taxi. Fortunately, Hideo and his new waifu, Hiromi, make it in. As they drive off, the trio inspect the news. How about some anime? Oh, thank God. If Tokyo TV is still showing anime, then it can't be that bad. Oh no. Things quickly get worse when the businessman reveals a bite wound. Within moments, veins appear on his neck and his face distorts. Then, he speaks. "I'm gonna have to reschedule all of my meetings." As he does so, blood drips out of his face and onto his notebook. Who dirtied my notebook? Now enraged, he addresses the others as the poor and asks for a tissue. The helpful driver reaches around, but gets a bite for his troubles. I want high-quality meat. He attacks Hideo, but Hideo comes out on top, for the most part, with the help of his new boo. He emerges victorious. Though, we mustn't forget about this guy. The illness begins to take effect as he reflects on his perfect 30-year track record as a driver. Yeah, that's about to end. Hideo and Hiromi have no choice but to enjoy the ride as the man speeds through traffic. Actually, this is what seatbelts are for. Fortunately, the pair make it out alive and continue forth on foot. Then, we learn through a radio that the sickness does not survive in high altitudes. Guess we're headed up Mount Fuji. Before beginning their long journey, the pair rests at a temple. Hiromi is inexplicably chill AF as she offers Hideo her earphones. We really out here just vibing during the zombie apocalypse. Then, Hiromi speaks up. You know, I really feel safe when I'm with you. Y'all just met 30 minutes ago, but okay, sure. Anyway, I'm sleepy. The next morning, Hideo makes a shocking discovery. Hiromi has a bite mark on her neck. He springs into action, readying his rifle. She awakens and calmly explains that she was bitten by a normal-looking baby. Though, its mother was infected. She admits that she's likely infected herself and accepts her fate. However, Hideo can't bear to kill his schoolgirl girlfriend. I can't blame him. They venture off through the woods, and it's not long before the symptoms progress. Hiromi stops for a break before suggesting he go on without her. He refuses, but soon after, has no choice. Damn, all this man's girlfriends just want to eat his meat, and not in the fun way. As he runs off, he runs into a very helpful man. Just kidding. Hideo is quickly overpowered, but before his fate is sealed... Whoa, it's Hiromi, and she's a half-ghoul. She yoinks the zombie's head, then takes its arm as a souvenir. As Hideo cowers in fear, she makes her way over. Though, Hiromi kindly extends a helping hand. Zombie or not, she's still cute. She could get it. Anyway, we're treated to a short montage of their scenic travels before Hideo stumbles upon a cart. It's got a sign that reads, Mount Fuji Outlet Park. That must be nearby. They head on over and are greeted by one crispy boy. Poor guy. Anyway, let's do some shopping. Hideo picks out a drippy jacket and has himself a fit check. Sheesh! Looking fresh, Hideo. Before he can fully appreciate the drip, a zombie appears. He calls off her super schoolgirl, but she's fast asleep. Yay! Other survivors! The woman helps him up and inquires about Hiromi. She suspiciously looks her over as Hideo ducks down to cover Hiromi's ghoul side. Uh-oh, looks like we've got company. The group battles their way back to base. But we lose a few soldiers along the way. Suddenly, the other survivors come in with an assist. What's left of the group makes it back, and Hideo is welcomed to the 7-meter high
Safety's only.
by Laura, the boss man. It ain't much, but it's honest living. Laura directs Hideo to the supplies before a man named Abe emerges. Hideo notices and respects the man's drip. Oh, do I got a surprise for you? Abe presents him with a box full of rollies. Take whatever you like. Before departing, Laura makes mention of Hideo's gun. That's a real one, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Good eye. Thanks. I went to school in America. God bless. At night, Hideo gets better acquainted with the woman who saved him, Yabu. With the schoolgirl, and now her, Hideo's well on his way to having his very own harem. And that's a good thing. The next day, Abe and Hideo have a chat while observing the infected. Abe explains that the illness has caused you to be stuck living out a distorted version of your past. He points out his wife, who can be seen attempting to shop. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. Oh, don't worry. We're divorced. Alrighty then. Then, we get a look at one jumpy boy. Yeah, that one was definitely an athlete. They walk around back and Hideo spots another burned corpse. Hey, what's up with that? There was one at the entrance too. Abe's expression shifts to seriousness while he vaguely states, we've been out here for a long time. Oh, by the way, Laura wants to talk to you. We cut to Hideo being confronted by Laura and his goons. He demands Hideo's gun, but he refuses. I'm not allowed to. By whom? The law. Around these parts, I am the law. Laura reveals that he's holding Hiromi hostage. Seeking to avoid a crispy fate for him and his girl, he makes a run for it. He finds Hiromi restrained, but not for long. She unveils her true form, and everyone is shook. Laura whips out a toddler-sized crossbow and takes aim, while Hideo does the same. Though, he can sense his beta energy. You don't got what it takes, boy. He's right. Hideo trembles as Laura fires. Hiromi collapses and Laura's goons snatch Hideo's gun. To add insult to injury, they beat him up. But Laura wants him kept alive. They need him for tomorrow's mission. The survivors are running out of food and need a resupply pronto. Laura demands the gun from his henchman, Sango, but he refuses. Uh-oh, looks like he's making a power play. He takes command and informs Laura that he'll be leading the pack. The next day, they set forth on their perilous journey. Unfortunately, it begins with a trip down a dark underground parking lot. As the men make their way forward, we catch a glimpse of a zombie stalking in the shadows. Suddenly, we have light. Huh, I wonder who did that. Whatever. With the path ahead now illuminated, the men easily find the food they're looking for. All is going well until... Oh shit, it's gotta be Laura. Shortly after, the zombies pull up and Sango embraces the American way. Whoa, this thing is awesome! Hell yeah, it is. Sadly, with only one actually effective weapon, the group is quickly overwhelmed. We cut to Laura masterfully conducting his orchestra of chaos. Now that the music's even louder, the zombies from outside all make their way towards the parking lot. Then, Laura spots his car on the cameras. Back to Hideo. Armed with only a toy hammer, he hides in the lockers. Next up, remember Jumpy Boy? We watch as he charges forward with all his might before executing the perfect high jump. The absolute mad lad actually did it. One of the survivors spots him staring her down, and then, this poor soul bumps into him. Brains. My favorite. Shortly after, Yabu and Hiromi call for help on the radio. Hideo hears their cries for help from a fallen radiophone. He unleashes his inner hero and charges out. Oh, he proceeds to simulate a variety of escape attempts, but they all end in failure. As he waits, consumed by fear, his harem calls out for him. Hideo, I know you're listening. Please, you have to save me and Hiromi-chan. Okay, I can do this. Oh, no one's here. I'm completely and totally alone. Worry not, my mans was saved by the drip. Armed with some serious firepower, Hideo makes quick work of the zombies. Oh, thank God, an actual gun. Meanwhile, Yabi and Hiromi make a run for it. They head to the parking lot and find Laura. Though, he starts speaking real sus. I know you want me, Yabu. No? Oh crap, he's infected. Wait, stop, please. There's no need. Now blind, Laura chases after Yabu by scent while shouting, Mommy, and laughing. Fortunately, Hideo pulls up and takes care of business. He joins Hiromi and Yabu, and later they meet up with Sango and Abe, who brings along some company. The final survivors run off, but find themselves sandwiched between two zombie hordes. Hideo steps up, toggles his aimbot, and fires away. Man's hitting double headers for days. The others spring into action and engage in some melee combat. Abe ends up running into his wife. For a moment there, she even remembers who he is, but then... As far as Sango, he's doing well, until he's not. Meanwhile, Hideo gets charged by this chonky boy. He blasts his head off, but he can't stop the sheer momentum of this absolute unit. He manages to get free, gets a couple more kills here and there, and then the final boss appears. He assumes a runner stance, then charges forward. And down he goes. Take two. This time, Hideo's out of lead. As the zombie closes in, he desperately scrambles for a shell he dropped. The creature takes to the sky and... Oh, thank God. Hideo smiles and... Wait, really? Take three. This time, he's really out of bullets. The zombie sets its sights on the ladies and takes off. Fortunately, with the day saved, Hiromi finally speaks again. Hero, she says, referring to Daddy Hideo. And just like that, he's become the hero of his own real-life manga. The film ends with the gang driving off in Laura's car. Damn, feels like I just watched an anime.